the Lord's wonderful works in behalf of Israel. Give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make his deeds known among the peoples. Sing to him, sing praises to him. Tell of all his wonders. Boast in his holy name. May the heart of those who seek the Lord be joyful. Seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his face continually. Remember his wonders which he has done, his marvels and the judgments spoken by his mouth. You descendants of Abraham, his servant, you sons of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He has remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, the covenant which he made with Abraham, and his oath to Isaac. Then he confirmed it to Jacob as a statute, to Israel as an everlasting covenant, saying, "To I will give the land of Canaan as the portion of your inheritance," when they were only a few people in number, very few, and strangers in it. And they wandered from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another people. He allowed no one to oppress them, and he rebuked kings for their sakes, saying, "Do not touch my anointed ones, and do not harm my prophets." And he called for a famine upon the land. He broke the whole staff of bread. He sent a man before them, Joseph, who was sold as a slave. They forced his feet into shackles, he was put in irons. Until the time that his word came to pass, the word of the Lord refined him. The king sent and released him, the ruler of peoples, and set him free. He made him lord of his house, and ruler over all his possessions, to imprison his high officials at will, that he might teach his elders wisdom. Israel also came into Egypt. So Jacob lived in the land of Ham. And he made his people very fruitful, and made them stronger than their enemies. He turned their heart to hate his people, to deal cunningly with his servants. He sent his servant Moses, and Aaron, whom he had chosen. They performed his wondrous acts among them, and miracles in the land of Ham. He sent darkness and made it dark, and they did not rebel against his words. He turned their waters into blood, and caused their fish to die. Their land swarmed with frogs even in the chambers of their kings. He spoke, and a swarm of flies and gnats invaded all their territory. He gave them hail for rain, and flaming fire in their land. He also struck their vines and their fig trees, and smashed the trees of their territory. He spoke, and locusts came, and creeping locusts, beyond number, and they ate all the vegetation in their land, and ate the fruit of their ground. He also fatally struck all the firstborn in their land, the firstfruits of all their vigor. Then he brought the Israelites out with silver and gold, and among his tribes there was not one who stumbled. Egypt was glad when they departed, for the dread of them had fallen upon the Egyptians. He spread out a cloud as a covering, and fire to illumine by night. They asked, and he brought quail, and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. He opened the rock and water flowed out. It ran in the dry places like a river. For he remembered his holy word with his servant Abraham. And he led out his people with joy, his chosen ones with a joyful shout. He also gave them the lands of the nations, so that they might take possession of the fruit of the people's labor, and that they might keep his statutes and comply with his laws. Praise the Lord.